I just wanted to remind you that yesterday, they were a day late, but we got our export inspections numbers and wanted to review them for you because with the complete collapse in the grain markets yesterday, we had these numbers that went along with that. Might help to explain a little bit of it. Let's take a look at what those numbers were. Wow, the corn went down from 1.25 million tons that were shipped out of the country the week before to 676,000 last week. Soybeans, only 354,900 were shipped out of the country last week. That's way down from the 475,000 that was the week before. And the wheat went from 352,800 a couple of weeks ago to 111,800 last week. So everything just took a tumble when it came to the amount of grain shipped out of the country last week. Well, let's take a look at our current prices. Are we gaining anything back from what we lost yesterday? Let's take a look first at corn. Our quotes provided by bar chart show September corn has gone lower again today. We're down 4 cents at 5.88 1/4. December new crop down 6 1/4 right now. On the soybeans, we'll go with that August contract. It's all by itself a 1.5 higher at 14.40 3/4. All the other months are lower. November down 2 cents as we speak here. Then, of course, we had the big downward action in the wheat market yesterday. It rallied overnight, and now we're back lower again. September Chicago wheat down 2 3/4 at 8.04 1/4. In Kansas City wheat right now, that September contract down 11 at 8.51. Look at that high last night of 8.87 1/4. And now we're all the way down to 8.51. In the spring wheat trade, we currently have the September contract trading 6.5 lower. We're all the way down to 8.83.5 after being over 9.12 in that overnight trade. And I want to point out, just to make sure you know, in West Texas crude oil, we have August down $3.26 at 96.24 right now. It had a high of 102.14. Todd Bubba Horwitz joins us now. He's with BubbaTrading.com. He's based out of Chicago. Wow, just all kinds of pressure about everywhere you look. Todd, what is going on here?
Well, Marlon, I think the sadness that I think here is that we may be going into some deflationary times, which there's no worse inflation than deflation, because that ain't good for anybody. And right now, it's like they let the air out of the balloon, and we're now pressing lows not seen in quite a while across the board. Now, overall, I'm still bullish because I still don't understand where the supply is going to come from, and people still got to eat. You know, it's always interesting when you're dealing with consumable commodities that have to be eaten. And I think that, I'm still kind of cautiously bullish here, over the long haul. But right here, you can't be too overly bullish here because this overall deflationary scenario is really playing out in live time. Look at crude oil, look across the board, and then look at the price of the dollar, which is almost over 107 right now.
All right. Well, Todd, if you have deflation fears or if you have recession fears, how can an ag producer protect himself?
Well, they need to always be hedged. That's one of the things that, the farmers that I work with do all the time is their portfolios are always hedged, so they don't have to get out, and they can take some money off the table as the markets go against them, and then, of course, rebases themselves and building back to a bigger run-up. And that's what I would like to always see everybody do, because I hate when we put ourselves in a position to basically only lose money or not make as much profit as we should, because certainly if things can turn around, we could see grains go flying higher once again. We're in a very tough scenario, and volume is light, so it's always harder to read a market when you have very light volume. But protecting yourself without giving up the upside of the market is always the most important thing to do.
Good information. Well, Todd, thank you for joining us here today. It's another tough marketing day out there, and I appreciate the expertise. Todd Bubba Horwitz of BubbaTrading.com. We'll be back in a moment. We'll take a look at livestock right after this.